Hits by the pound.
Yeah, this is how we do it in the Central Coast, man. We got 40 ounces, Old English, rag tops, 6'4" Impalas, and bikini girls, man. This is how we do it on the West Coast. San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But don't forget about the Central Cali, man. Please don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, get 'em.
It's another sunny day in the state of California. Low rider palm trees and G's that put it on ya. This ain't a negative, we speaking ebonics. Rank talk, candy paint on D's with hydraulics. Baseball hat with the sticker on the brim. Don't let the sun blind your sight, cause things can get grim. But I'm not here to talk about banana clips and guns. We're going back to Cali and we're gonna have some fun. A West Coast domination.
And welcome back to Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura. Guys, my apologies for letting 1 week go on the podcast. I've been terribly under the weather for a little over a week. Thank God it wasn't COVID, just a strong flu / cold. What remains is a harsh cough. Those of you that saw the Cholo Trucker podcast with myself in there about the best Karate Kid movie, notice I'm congested, I'm coughing. I was not doing good, but we knocked it out, to say the least. I had a great time. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do. Awesome and good person. Now, before we start today, or let's start with I say the name Takeoff of the Migos. Rest in peace. Unfortunately, he was shot a couple of days ago on November 1st in Houston, Texas, in the middle of a scuffle / shootout. Unfortunately, as of today, it was a stray bullet. It's unfortunate, man. Let me read off a couple of other ones. Excess Tentacion, Little Peeps, King Von, Juice WRLD, PNB Rock, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph, Draco the Ruler, Jay the Youngin, Slim 400, and Lol YTS. That's just to name a few that have passed in the last few years. Be it shot dead, stabbed, drug-related, so on and so forth. Now, this is in no way a disrespect to these young artists who have lost their lives over something senseless, meaningless in a sense, other than them losing their life, of course. It's sad. However, we live in a world that it's all social media now. Again, when we repeat that, we've said this before on this podcast. Of course, you have people like Nipsey Hussle, who gave back to his community. You know, the marathon continues. So on and so forth. Excess Tentacion, who got also shot. And, you know, some other artists that got killed in their neighborhood, for example. An older artist, Big L, Soulja Slim, them guys, you know, that were unfortunately murdered. Now, before we go any deeper into what we want to get into here, here's the problem that I think ends up happening, at least in my opinion. Two things. We are very well aware of social media being to blame for a lot of these murders, because people will post, when they're being braggadocious. There's people who are, going through it, man. They're broke. They're in need of, money. And I hate to say this word, but let's just be real about it. They're just a hater. A straight, direct hater. And mind you, I want to defend Los Angeles for right now, because it's looked at as like, oh, be careful when you come to LA. Wearing all your jewelry and stuff like that. You know what? Be careful when you go anywhere, and bragging stuff like that. You don't walk around. Somebody said this, and I'm paraphrasing in a sense, but I mean, I understand the meaning, and I felt the same way about it. Somebody just beat me to the punch, but it's like you're wearing a bunch of raw meat around your neck, and you're going into the jungle full of, lions and tigers and stuff like that, man. I mean, come on, bro. Like, really, dude. Like, these guys don't care what your jewelry's worth. They just know it's worth something, and they'll take it. It could be worth, what, 50 grand, let's just say, for a chain. They'll sell it for $500-600, $1,000 if they can, but they don't care. There's no value to that. It's materialistic. But yet, a lot of rappers and a lot of people on social media are persistent to show off what they have and what they can earn. I mean, what they can afford, and it's costed people their lives. That's one. Second of all, guys, people say, oh, you know what? If I made millions and millions of dollars, bro, I'd still stay in the hood, or I'd still stay in my block, and I would help people out, bro. Like, I would do this for my friend, and I would do this and this and that, for my community. I would give back, bro, like, this and that. Okay, fine. I get it. Let me give you my opinion. And this is maybe, hey, you know what? I don't play the lotto, guys. But if I did and happened to win, I would disappear off the face of the earth. Seriously speaking. I dare say, what comes to my mind all the time is MC Hammer. Rapper from Oakland back in the 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. He helped out a lot of people. And thankfully, and thank God, he did not get killed. But a lot of people laughed at him like, you're stupid. You're only doing this and that. The guy, doesn't have his money for helping everybody out, The kindest heart in the world. Do people care? No, they don't. I'm not saying he's broke, or that he's like, oh, this and this and that. I mean, it looks like he's living pretty good. But had he taken care of his stuff, his money, his financial and stuff like that, he'd probably have a lot more. I mean, I'm not judging the man on any of that. I mean, let's get that straight. I'm just using that as a scenario. So, well, you're not keeping it real, Fred. You'll be selling out. Well, guess what? I got another 2 words for you. Nipsey Hussle. Want to stay in the same neighborhood, give back to the community. You know what? A lot of people do not care. If I want anything like that, I'd change my number, move out, and stay in close touch with my closest friends and family. Other than that, guys, I mean, honestly to God, that it's, you know what, And I don't mean that in an arrogant kind of way, but I mean it in a way that when somebody knows your value, you're putting your children at risk to be kidnapped for ransom. To be like, oh, you got all this money? Well, guess what? I'm going to do this to your family, or I'm going to do this. And we'll see if you can buy away. That just mentality starts to kick in. People will hate. I mean, come on, let's be real. I'm a guy out of Soledad, California. The first rapper in this town to do rap music. Some people want to argue about it. Hey, whatever. I have cassettes to back it up. It's whatever. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You ask any real one out here, they'll tell you that. I was the first one. And yet, people have hated me. Of course, there was a narcissist in the mix that didn't help the situation. He went and spread more stuff and kind of got the fire lit. Kind of used the Jedi mind trick. And it only works on weak-minded people, as they say. But hey, let's be honest. I mean, I think now with maturity and stuff, people have come to realize, wait a minute, that wasn't true. But anyhow, I mean, that's beside the point. But I'm saying how minimal things can be where people will hate you for anything. Because you did a song, because you rapped with a certain artist, because, I mean, you were the first one in your town to do it. They want to argue that. It's petty. But yet, there's some people that really take it serious and would want to hurt you for that. So imagine, put millions of dollars on top of that. What do you think's going to happen? It's seriously sad. And mind you, I am not disrespecting anyone. Like Nipsey Hussle. God rest that man's soul. A good-hearted person that gave back to his community. Was trying to do good for his community, had bigger plans, had bigger dreams to do stuff. But the weak and hateful took him out. That's pathetic. People can say, well, I don't even know who that is, or I don't even listen to rap. It's not rap. It's the principle of the matter. Whether you heard of them or not. It's the principle of the matter. People are dying out here for a chain. Getting killed for a chain. People want to poke the bear because they know who that person is. They just want to make his time bomb tick. They want to get him angry. Get a reaction out of them. Why? So somebody on the sidelines, your homies or whoever on the side could be filming it? And then, guns come out. Whatever the case may be. Somebody ends up getting killed. The video goes viral. The videos from around wherever city you're in or whatever, they find the shooter. Now you're going to prison for life. What real good comes out of that? What real good comes out of any of that? I sometimes sit back and think like, dude, a lot of the people that have disliked me, I don't even know. Never met them in my life. And it's all hearsay. I mean, there was a story one time where when I filmed when I was filming the Street Connect documentary, one narcissist was saying about, oh, they seen him filming in the store, and the homeboys ran him out. Like, they ran him out of the store, and except he got away and he jumped in his car and took off. Those of you who have seen me, and those of you who see the intro on YouTube, that, the photos and stuff, and I'll be honest, I'm gonna keep it real. My fat ass could not outrun a mob of people running after me, much less get in my car and take off. Let's be honest. Hence, I'm gonna keep it real. That's a lie. But when a narcissist or anybody that's really hateful says a story, they will make it believable, and people will believe that. People will rather believe a lie a lot quicker than they'll believe the truth. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. I have a friend that I'll, God rest his soul, man. He passed. He was shot because he refused to walk away. Back down and walk away, bro. Back down and walk away. It's not worth it. And he lost his life. That's local. That's here in town, And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, in the area within the county that I live in have lost their lives over senseless things, man. So, murders of and a lot of the times, guys, I mean, it just goes into, when we watch the First 48, that TV program, and a lot of the times these people are like, well, I had the gun and it was just meant to scare him. I didn't mean to kill him. I just kind of shot, and you killed him, bro. Now you're being resentful, but you killed him. What are you packing a gun for, bro? Like, really? You pack a gun, you want to show that you got it. You know what I mean? And now you're out in the street. Now you're picking a fight. You're looking for an excuse to pull that out. To pull that out and use it. And whatever it is, I mean, hey, you know what? Hey, to each their own, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, when reality hits, you find out pretty fast it's not a movie, man. I for the life of me, cannot imagine. And mind you, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Unfortunate ones that I will not get into. But looking back in retrospect and looking at things as an older adult, I cannot fathom the feeling it must be to be like, I just killed somebody. And especially in this day and age, to think that I'm going to get away with it. That's like unrealistic now. Because sooner or later, somebody's going to spill the beans. Drop the dime. Whatever. For the most minimal thing. To avoid even so much as a year in jail. They will talk to shorten their sentence. There's a story there, guys, of some people I know personally. I won't get into. But it exists. It happens. It happens. How can you even, it didn't work out like it did in the movie. We're not in the 90s anymore, man. Technology is so far advanced. Cameras everywhere in parking lots and around the corner in buildings, so on and so forth. And the worst one of all, your friends or anybody you told that hold that against you, you better hope and pray to God you never, ever lose that person as a friend. Or do him or her dirty in any way. And the day they threaten to you and say, hey, you know what, well, if you do this, I could say this and that. I mean, they got something on you. You are now bounded to that person for life. Bounded to that person for the rest of your life. It's pretty scary, man. I mean, a lot of you think getting married, you guys think getting married is, oh, I don't want to be committed to anybody. Well, guess what? Talk about the ultimate commitment. Somebody's got dirt on you. Somebody that has the power to put you away for the rest of your life. I think I'd rather get married and pay child support than pay with time. I mean, it's pretty sad, man. Changing gears a little bit here, guys. A lot of these rappers, again, are social media rappers who have over 1 million likes, subscribes, and so on and so forth. A lot of these guys that have passed, and no disrespect to any of them whatsoever, even though they've surpassed in likes, subscribes, followers, whatever, they did not sell physical copies of their music in that large amount. People did not rush to the store to go buy that album on vinyl. Cassette or CD, and sold 1 million copies. It's all streams, so on and so forth. Hey, I get it. We live in a new era. This is a new thing. This is the way it is. I get it. A lot of people say, oh, that's a legend. Maybe locally, within their neck of the woods, within their region, yeah, I'll give it that. Respectfully, because it's deserved, and they're right. Worldwide, not so much. Worldwide, a lot of people don't know who they are. Unfortunately, they don't know who they are. You mentioned, and again, it's not taking away nothing from anybody else. You know, we have people like DMX, you know, like I said, Big L, you know, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Guru of Gangstar, you know, those kind of artists who unfortunately passed away. Some of them natural causes, some of them to addictions, whatever it is. But the two biggest names in the world of hip hop, and you guys know where I'm going with this, obviously are Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie. Right? When you think of murdered rappers, a lot of times, at least people in the older generation, think of those two artists. Legends, without a doubt. A different era? Yes, indeed. Did they sell millions of physical copies? Yes, they did. The album came out, you had to physically go to the store to buy it. There was no computers for you to download. You didn't even have a cell phone that could download anything. You had to physically go buy that. And yeah, you could burn the disc. You know, after a while, you could burn the disc, copy the tape. But you wanted your own copy. You wanted to buy your own copy. You had to physically buy a copy. You know, it was different. The big question all the time is, who's better, or who's your favorite, Biggie or Tupac? Iconic, I dare say both. However, this is just my opinion. When it comes to worldwide, you know, legendary status, hands down, in my opinion, is the late Tupac Shakur. When you bring the hip hop realm into it, Biggie Smalls, aka the Notorious B.I.G. You know, and when we speak of these past artists in the last recent years as legendary as legends, again, not taking anything away from them, but when you think of Tupac Shakur, for example, the guy already had a platinum records, like I Get Around, Dear Mama, so on and so forth, you know. Those kind of, you know, those albums and the singles. But he also had 7 movies under his belt. You know, or be it 5 at the time of his death. The other few came out later, you know. After he passed. But when you speak of legendary status, I believe Mr. Tupac Shakur holds that crown. And again, not taking away nothing from anybody else, respectfully. You know, I don't believe there's a comparison. Again, in that respectful way, there's no comparison. You know, to the people, to the artists who have died recently, to Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur is hip hop's Elvis Presley, if you will. And I don't mean nothing by that, because some people will take offense to that. You know, I'm talking as a legendary status, not race. Nor do I mean any offense by that. everywhere you go, be it the swap meet, in the stores, murals, anywhere around the world, there's murals of Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Big Pun, so on and so forth. I mean, these artists that have iconic artists who have passed. Big Pun unfortunately died of a natural causes. I mean, yeah, I mean, the guy was overweight, you know. But awesome, awesome artist, hands down. He was awesome, a legend in the world of hip hop. But outside the world of hip hop, again, Tupac Shakur. It's, no matter how you look at it, whatever name you want to give to it, it's sad. And anyhow, guys, I mean, unfortunately, this is the world we live in, that we currently live in, and it needs to change. We need to stop, killing each other for chains and whatever, based on envy. I wish I had a better ending to this kind of stuff, but unfortunately it continues to happen. And maybe at some point, a lot sooner than later, we'll start to realize, we'll start to wake up as people, that it can't be good, man. None of this could be good at all whatsoever. The old saying goes, if you're out there looking for trouble, you'll find it. Because there's always somebody out there that's itching for an excuse to use a weapon, to fight and hurt somebody, so on and so forth. With that being said, guys, to end on a brighter note, the Street Connect documentary film I made, I am plan to release on, I'm thinking next week. Maybe I'll upload it on November 8th, on a Tuesday. It's an hour-long documentary. It's the first 11 minutes or so are not, it's me, but the film is not about me. I'm just giving the introduction to what you're going to see. I open the film, I close the film. I hope to get feedback from it. Comment, like, subscribe, share. It's a story told by various people. Unfortunately, in that film, there's been a few that have since passed on. We won't get into that due to more personal, closer to home, and respect for the privacy of the family. But I think it's a good thing. I mean, I felt for a while that I was the only one feeling like, is this it? I mean, record a bunch of CDs or a bunch of songs and try to get them sold in the store, and that's it. We plan to blow up that way. Like, it really, I came to find out pretty quick. A lot of times, and I've heard it now from a lot of people. A lot of your local people don't care. They'll support you once you blow up anywhere else and come back. But during the time, a lot of people won't. That's not taking away nothing from anybody in your hometown. Again, that's just the nature of the beast. That's the way it works. You'll have to excuse me, guys. I still have a very bad cough. So if you notice a lot of little edits, it's due to the cough. I don't like to edit. I like to go straight, but it's really bad. Anyhow, guys, please take this topic into consideration about people who are murdered, artists who are murdered, legendary status, so on and so forth. A lot of the times, when a rapper gets there was a terrible joke saying that if you want to commit murder and get away with it, put a demo tape in their pocket, because a lot of it goes, they don't catch the killers. But technology nowadays, it's very high tech. And they're breaking cases from the 70s, 60s, and so on and so forth. Stay clean, guys. There's no need for a moment of rage to cost you the rest of your life. Or when you're about to retire, you retire to prison. Unfortunate. With that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the Street Connect documentary. Uploading next week, Tuesday, November 8th on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoy it. Comment, like, and subscribe on it. Let me know your thoughts, whether it's on YouTube or wherever you have access to notify me of anything. I also ask that you please keep it constructive criticism, not just simply hate. Okay, guys. Anyhow, I gotta get off the scene because this cough is killing me. This is Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. This is Fred Segura signing out.